Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Smackdown review with us, the British Fist.
Ka-ching.
Ka-ching indeed. Mr. Parkin here, they're sitting with me in this corner. It's none other than your favourite member of the YWC, is none other than NJ.
What's up?
Subscribe above, like this video, and I don't need to tell you that you guys can comment your thoughts on this edition of Smackdown in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the box below.
I beat you. Oh, it doesn't matter. So Smackdown this week, NJ. Yeah, after last week's Smackdown, we kind of went through that stance where if we didn't really care about something, we were going to skip the segment, and that happened a lot less on this show than it did last week. I think there were 4 segments last week we actually cared about. There was a couple more segments this week which felt a little bit fresh, a little bit better, a little bit more good for viewing, in my opinion.
Pretty much, because last week I really didn't enjoy it. I thought it was a rubbish show. Compared to this one has definitely picked up. It's gave us more strong direction in many ways, so I thought this show definitely did what we needed, even though Hensel is still many weeks away.
It's about 4 weeks away now, but we opened up the show with the Big Show. He wants the World Heavyweight Championship. He says that no one is going to be making fun of him anymore, and he thinks he's the only one that can beat Sheamus. And to be honest with you, considering he is 7 foot 450 pounds, he does actually have a point, especially seeing as how Sheamus has been running through everyone lately.
Big Show is a character who is meant to be seen as a dominant force, not to mess with. So for him to go up against Sheamus and having the strength, the size, and his knockout punch in his hand, in his grasp, it does make him look like a good challenger for Sheamus.
I did a video on my channel where I said how I would really agree with a Big Show and Sheamus feud, and I just think that Big Show as a heel going against Sheamus is such a refreshing feud. It just gives him a different guy to go up against, a different size guy, and a different performer. You then have Randy Orton coming out saying that the main event is now a #1 contendership match. Yay!
Well, with this going, I think this would be a strong match because you've got Big Show, who's a challenger that should be going up against Sheamus, and Orton, who's the top of Smackdown after Sheamus now. So make a good main event, especially going towards the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, why does Del Rio come out though afterwards? You know, you're kind of there thinking he's sitting there saying he deserves another title shot. And I'm like, yeah, you lost to Sheamus 3 times and you didn't get your #1 contendership on Raw. Why should I care?
Even though we want the whole Sheamus and Del Rio feud to finish, what I was thinking, which would have still worked out as still a different match, is a triple threat match, because that way, no matter, like, the way they did it was fine. I understood to finish the main event, which we'll get to later, but if Del Rio's the one to get pinned, it would have made the other two look not weak, but in a way, it would cancel down the pin to someone else other than them two.
Yeah, the problem is though, Del Rio really doesn't deserve another shot. So I say get him out of that title shot. So yeah, that was our main event of the evening. I guess you could say a decent opening segment that hyped up the main event. And I just don't understand why Del Rio has to eat an RKO out of nowhere. Why is it that every fucking Smackdown it seems like WWE have to book Orton to give someone an RKO? It just is stupid, in my opinion.
It's bad to see, but they keep feeding Orton what he wants, what he needs. And for him to not RKO Big Show, but RKO Del Rio, who we want out the top picture, made that more okay for me.
You might as well say to Orton, feed me more, the way he RKOs everybody. Santino versus Cesaro. In a random, unhyped, don't give a shit about US Championship match, Cesaro wins, move on.
Well, the thing about this is that we need new challenge for Cesaro, because him becoming the champion is no different to Santino at this moment in time. Cesaro's not doing anything to the championship, anything different than Santino did. He may be defending it a few times, but still don't really care about it. So I need someone different to step up to face Cesaro.
Yeah, hopefully after Bound for Glory and all that kind of stuff is out of the way, Christian can come back and feud with Cesaro, and that should be a decent feud in my opinion. We then have Beth Phoenix versus Natalya. Beth was in her hometown this week, so no surprise that she was getting cheered. Natalya managed to kick out the Glam Slam, but not sure why Natalya kicks out of the Glam Slam and then Beth Phoenix wins with the roll-up. Why not just have her win with the Glam Slam, which is her finishing move?
I didn't really care. It's another Divas match, and no matter what they do, even this match we haven't seen or should have been done earlier when the Divas division was a bit better than what it is now, I really did not care. There was nothing really to this match apart from after the match, where Eve was obviously still going on with that whole blonde hair thing.
And I think it's a testament really as to how badly the Divas division has not only been booked, but how little WWE has invested into people like Beth Phoenix and Natalya, who could have been staples of the Divas division. It's no surprise to see Beth Phoenix might be leaving the WWE. But like I said, out comes Eve saying that Beth is suspended, and then there's a backstage segment where Booker T says she's not suspended. So it's like, okay,
And this whole blonde thing is pretty stupid. Like, I was saying during the shows, oh, the blonde divas in there. Yeah, Natalia got picked on by Beth at the end, but it was just stupid. And in the end, it's going to be Eve who's behind all this. It's going to go down. Hope she'll lose her job because there's no point having Teddy Long and Eve doing the same job. So I'm expecting another match to come down the line, but I don't really care.
Another segment we didn't care about on this SmackDown, and this is really hurtful for me to say. I didn't care about a Wade Barrett segment. And do you know why, NJ? Do you want to know why I didn't care about Wade Barrett's segment this week?
Well, my answer would be the fact that Wade Barrett is someone that I particularly like and want to see better of, especially when you had that big Nexus thing. Corey didn't care about this return, should have meant more to make up for him winning the championship. And they've ruined his return, and now his return cut a kind of strong promo for me. But since that strong promo, he's been getting these matches that have really pushed him, done it for him.
It's like we were supposed to be getting a different Wade Barrett, a fighting Wade Barrett, a bare-knuckle fighter Wade Barrett. And what do we get instead? We get the same Wade Barrett who steals Cassius Ohno's finisher. And what is different about this Wade Barrett? You know, where was the repackaging? Why should I care about this guy? They haven't made him stand out at all. And I hate to say this, but I have to repeat this. They have done a terrible job in returning Wade Barrett and making him feel important. And that means I can't get behind a guy who's one of my favourite superstars in the WWE right now.
The thing about Wade Barrett, even though his return's been awful, I'm still looking forward to more promo times from him. And hopefully when he finds his way to somehow get into the World Heavyweight Championship feud, even though there's these other wrestlers that are seeming to take his place for a few months yet.
Our main event on this SmackDown was Miz TV on a special guest who seemed to introduce himself. It was Sheamus. It was kind of interesting to see the exchange between Sheamus and Miz at the beginning. It kind of seemed like Sheamus was doing kind of Triple H burial style, to give Miz no mic time, take as many pot shots as you can. But to be fair, Miz did come back and defend himself quite well, talking about how people pay to see the Miz, blah, 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 blah. So that was a kind of like interesting exchange. You kind of get the feeling these two guys don't like each other.
The thing about this straight away is that they've done these in the previous weeks, can't really give an example, but this time Miz was on the mic, he says a few words, out comes Sheamus doing a heel maneuver, then he's into the ring where he's letting Sheamus do all the speaking, and he really, in a way, puts down the Miz, who, one, you just brought the IC title up, and Sheamus is trying to knock it back down at the minute, and also the fact is, yes, you got Miz saying stuff back, but instead of defending himself, like saying all the bad things about Sheamus, he's trying to lift himself up, and it's not working, so this, I don't think it was really good. I'm blaming it all on Sheamus. Sheamus really didn't help this segment at all.
It seems like he was learning from his best buddy Triple H with the whole pot shotting thing on the mic. We then get Ziggler coming out in a suit as well, and we get Vicky
Let me talk. Yeah, the thing is, Vicky was absolutely dreadful again. She's the one who introduced Ziggler in a way which was okay, but we need to have Ziggler bringing himself up, being him on his own in a way, showing that he can do stuff, without Vicky introducing him, giving him the heel heat, and then the in-rings part happened, and no.
Yeah, I mean, he could have a pretty decent promo saying how it's Money in the Bank that is what matters, that the main event tonight is irrelevant because at the end of the day, he has all the cards in his hand with the Money in the Bank, and that is very true. But you then have Miz and Ziggler team up on Sheamus, and in typical WWE fashion, which is why Sheamus, people really don't care about him and don't like him, he takes out both the heels. So you're trying to tell me that Miz and Ziggler 2-on-1 can't beat Sheamus. I'm sorry, but that is just ridiculous booking, to say the fucking least.
And even though you've heard my thoughts on the Sheamus putting down Miz, this was a cherry on the top, because if just taking down the Miz, he took down Ziggler, and Ziggler's still not getting the booking that fans who want to believe in him more need. The only good thing about this was after Hell in a Cell, he guarantees he's going to be the next World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, like I'm going to buy that after this. So I'm supposed to buy that Ziggler's going to beat Sheamus in a legitimate match when he can't even take Sheamus out with a Miz. Just fucking stupid. We got an announcement of an 8-man tag team tournament for the #1 contendership to the tag team division, and I just want to say this. Who thought of that idea? Oh yeah, go back on my channel a couple of months back. I did a video on this to make an 8-team tournament to save the tag team division. Oh, it seems like WWE are stealing ideas from us now. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a nice way of featuring the tag team division. Apparently Triple H is to thank for this rise in tag teams. So Yeah, I mean, an 8-man tag team tournament, it gets them on TV every week. I like the idea. I think it's a very good idea.
Well, the way they've got this is that they've managed to get a bigger tag team division than they had before. Yes, some of them were just paired up for all this to work, but you have many things going on in this. You have the primetime players getting a chance to get this shot again. You have the champs who are going to be waiting for their opponent. You have the
Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio.
Sin Cara feud going in. They're getting involved towards the tag title.
Rhodes Scholars.
And Scholars. There's so much going on here, which is making this tournament lead to possible a strong few matches over the next few weeks, as well as possible other feuds to branch from it afterwards.
And that's the thing, it could launch other feuds. You know, you're going to be featuring, I'm guessing the Rhodes Scholars are going to win after the interaction they have with Daniel Bryan and Kane, but this tag team tournament is one way that WWE are making tag teams feel relevant again. We have 8 tag teams there. A couple of them aren't legitimate, but most of them are pretty good tag teams and pretty logical tag teams. And, you know, I think this could be a real staple of the TV show, along with the anger management segment, as long as they make them different. Because we got some of the anger management segments tonight, which were just repeats on Raw. I mean, come on. I mean, give us something different there at WWE. So the first match is Usos versus Rhodes Scholars. No surprise to see Rhodes Scholars go over here.
And with this match, you do expect, because the Usos are ones that you have said many times that they need to become they should become tag champ in their time. The fact they're here fighting for the championship. Yes, they lost this, but you also have the other tag team who worked really well, which you really expect. Yes, you don't really get the mic time, which you was really hoping for, but this match obviously shows that they work well together, and they're going to keep climbing through this table.
Well, let's face it, even if people do like the Usos, you can't deny the fact that Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes as a tag team is far superior to the Usos, really. Even if it is only a temporary tag team, at least it will get those two up the card somewhere. Ryback versus Tensai next. Now, I was quite interested in this. This is like the kind of match that I do like to see. You've got Ryback, who is an up-and-coming babyface, versus Tensai, who's this like 350-pound heel, and Ryback wins in about 2 minutes, and I guess my question here is, yes, you made Ryback look very strong. This is his biggest win to date, but why not make a feud out of Tensai and Ryback?
The whole thing about this straight away is a 2-minute match. You've had Tensai against main eventers in a long match. You thought, oh, this was pretty good. This weren't bad. Then he goes against Ryback, who's not at the level of like Orton, CM Punk, John Cena, and he managed to put on longer matches with them, make it look competitive, made it look strong. Then he goes against Ryback for done in 2 minutes. So that's telling you 2 different stories here. And even though it is a feud that you want to see, I don't agree with 2 minutes, and I don't agree that this was the way to go with this match.
It tells you that Vince McMahon wants this guy to be a star in the future, and if he can beat this guy in 2 minutes, which is, like you pointed out, longer than any of the other main event stars, it shows that Vince McMahon really wants to push this guy. I'm just saying that right now. And right now, I have to say this: if you any of you out there that don't like Ryback, well, if you want to stick with John Cena for the next 5 years, then carry on hating Ryback. But right now, Ryback is a new character who I could maybe get invested in the future, and he's a future possible top babyface with the main event look. So I'm getting behind Ryback simply because I'm fed up of seeing John Cena in the main event all the time, and I want a new babyface that can be the main guy of the company, other than Cena, who's 35 and he's just going past his peak, like slowly.
This could happen, but again, they had unless Ryback's going to go against Brodus Clay, I don't know what they're doing, but they rushed this, and again, Tensai's got a clean win over someone he confused with. So this whole match, the only benefit I'm going to get from it is that Ryback's beat someone who's a lot bigger bill than that, but other than that, I don't agree with how this match went down.
So he's beaten Miz, he's beaten Tensai. It seems that Vince McMahon has really unleashed Ryback now. So hopefully we'll see him logically go up the card and maybe go against Big Show at WrestleMania, which is my idea. We then have Del Rio attacking Orton backstage. Interesting. And then Orton attacked Del Rio on the ramp. And I was kind of thinking at the time, you knew WWE needed some way to protect Orton against Big Show if Big Show was going to get the victory, which I assumed he would.
And the thing is that at the same time, through Smackdown, even though he's not going for the World Heavyweight Championship, they're keeping Del Rio with this whole aggressive character, which I think is good, especially if he's going to be a top heel in the mid-card or stay as a main eventer. So I think they've done good with him. Orton getting attacked. That was the only way you were really going to believe that he was going to at least beat Big Show. But not taking away from Big Show, this match I really didn't think was anything brilliant.
I'll say this. The thing is with this, they're trying to launch a Del Rio Orton feud, I imagine. But think about it this way. Del Rio ate an RKO. He then attacked Randy Orton. Randy Orton then attacked him back. So I'm not sure how this is really supposed to make Del Rio look very strong, really, in all honesty. And to be honest with you, the IWC will probably fucking hate this match. I don't give a shit. This match told a very good story, and that is essentially what this match is all about. You had Big Show kicking out of the RKO, which is Orton's only real weapon in this match. Big Show wins after 2 choke slams in a 10-minute match. I thought this was a decent match. It told a very good story of an injured babyface trying to beat the heel who was being cocky, and that's, unfortunately, storytelling is the most important thing in the wrestling business, and I think that's what this did very well. And Big Show went over and is now the new #1 contender, which I totally agree with.
This match, okay, I'm not liking Big Show as much as I used to. His way of wrestling now has become really slow. This match...
He's a fucking 7 foot, 450 pounder.
For most of the matches, this match became really slow. Like, not a strong main event. I expected... Big Show's got to a stage where he's playing around with his prey, and he did it quite a bit in this match. The only parts I liked when they were actually being physical with each other, and then you had the whole interaction between Big Show and Orton, which was really good, I thought, when they actually wrestled against each other. The win, though, was quite dominant because Orton hit an RKO, which you thought, oh, that's it, over. Big Show managed to get out, and he laid out Orton, which actually gave us the win. And then we had Big Show, of course, going on to face Sheamus. Really good.
Wasn't this the first time we've seen this match? I don't think I've ever seen a Big Show Randy Orton match. I think that's the first time we can say that about a SmackDown main event in quite some time. We haven't seen the main event match before, but like I said, it may be, I mean, Big Show may have played around with Orton, but that's part of the story. Orton is injured and Big Show is trying to pick him apart, so that's all I'll say. The match told a pretty good story. I thought it was effective, made Big Show look very strong in victory, and I look forward to his feud with Sheamus going forward, simply because it offers Sheamus a different type of opponent, and Big Show could be a legitimate threat to Sheamus simply because of his size. Overall thoughts on SmackDown?
A lot better than last week. This week gave me enjoyment, it gave me direction, it gave me exactly what I wanted, and even though we did not get Daniel Bryan came, but that was hinted on Raw quite a bit. They got the video packages, and that we had to skip quite a lot of that, because even though we got good quality stuff, there's still video package after video package. It just got quite boring. The Orton and Big Show, Del Rio, there's a lot strongly in the main event tag team. The mid-card, the IC and the Divas, that just really worked great tonight. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good SmackDown.
Starting with the negative first, you still have a lot of stuff on SmackDown which I'm not really invested into. There was quite a couple of segments which you skipped. You've still got the Raw recaps. The recapping stuff from Raw that we've just seen really makes SmackDown feel like such a B show, and that just really takes away my enjoyment, along with things like the candy, etc. But there was some decent stuff on this SmackDown. I wouldn't say it was a good SmackDown necessarily, but a somewhat decent SmackDown as they try and give us direction to Hell in a Cell. Plus, the idea of a tag team tournament and Big Show being the new #1 contender and all that kind of stuff is good stuff for SmackDown, in my opinion. Even though there was a lot of segments on there that we really didn't care about too much, which is kind of typical of SmackDown right now. It's a real shame. Give us your thoughts on this edition of SmackDown in the comment section below. Like I said, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to hand you over to NJ.
Well, like I say, people, thank you very much for tuning to this video. We've got going up towards Hell in a Cell, so so much more is going to happen. The match is going to get stronger, bigger and better, hopefully. But from us, Mr. Parkin, and me, NJ, support the British Fairs. And until next time, YouTubers, goodbye.